cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. My name, of course, is Sonny, and I am here with my co-host, Giant Skyhawk. How are you doing, bud?
I'm good, actually. I had a long weekend this weekend, so I got an extra day off to lab stuff out. Had sneak peek. Actually, in the camera, if you're watching YouTube, you can see one of my pickups. It's going to appear reversed because Discord still does not let you flip cameras. So maybe I'll
on my side, it shows correct. So
you are correct, but on my side, it does not. I love Discord. It's so good. But I went to, actually, I'm not going to say the name of the store because I don't know if they're supposed to give this out. But I went to, I went to a local OTS for a sneak peek. I have to be correct about this. Premiere event. And I got this Age of Overlord OTS banner that they just were like, hey, who wants it? And I raised my hand as fast as I could.
I love that for you. I have been wanting one of those forever. I very specifically really would love to get either Phantom Rage or Power of the Elements. Those are the two that I'm just like, oh.
I will keep an eye. There are a few Facebook pages where they go up sometimes because eBay, they're very expensive, but there are Facebook groups where they go on for cheaper. So I will keep my eyes peeled if those are the two you're looking for, because I have seen them before.
Yeah, those are. I mean, obviously, Tri Brigade and Sword Soul are two of my favorite decks, so I love those. But let's go ahead and thank all of our wonderful sponsors. So, of course, we want to take a moment to thank. Of course, I want to thank Steelfox Games and ETB Games, my locals. Of course, we also want to take a moment to thank Dragon Shield as well as TCG Player. We have affiliate links for both of those down below. And of course, we also want to thank, we have Tier 0 Games as well as Grimoire TCG. Those are our 5% off with code TOPCUT5 at checkout. And then, of course, we also want to thank, we have GM Accessories, I think code TOPCUTPodcast10, I think is the code. It's in the description down below, but you can use that code for 10% off at checkout. So also, we have to, of course, thank all of our wonderful Patreons or patrons. So, of course, if you want your name at the end of the episode, you can go ahead and join the $1 and up tier and get that. And if you want the extra episode every week, you can get that in the $5 and up tier. $10 and up tier is supposed to get a live stream, but we basically have never done it. That said, I just finished building a gaming PC, which is sitting right beside me, and it's very beautiful. I'm very excited about it. But as soon as I get some monitors for it, we're definitely going to do some live streams.
He's back to Windows.
I am. Well, actually, I'm still talking to you on a Mac, but
yeah, it doesn't matter. You're on the pathway there. You're on the pathway there.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, well, why would you build a computer and not have any monitors? There's a very simple and succinct question to that. They're expensive, and why would I use monitors when I have a 65-inch TV over here that I can hook an HDMI cable up to?
You are joking about that? I will not show it on camera. To my left is like a gigantic, really old HD TV that I use as my second monitor for work. So it's a vibe. If you're not doing very high or stuff where you need extremely low latency, it's not a bad solution. And you can get them much cheaper, honestly. Although, notably, Black Friday stuff may be coming up. So but also don't break the bank.
Yeah.
You don't need anything crazy.
Yeah, but I do need to thank all of the people that do support the podcast through using our affiliate links and through our Patreons and things of that sort. That is legitimately, I'm not gonna say exclusively how I paid for it. I had to put a lot of my own money with it, but
way more viable.
A lot of that is from, a lot of it though is from the Patreons and things like that supporting the podcast. This PC is basically entirely here for content creation. I say I built a gaming PC. I plan on doing some streaming now, and part of the streaming that I want to do is I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel as well as other games, but I want to start streaming some live episodes of the podcast. At the very least, I want to do the once a month streams that we're supposed to do for the $10 patrons.
True.
But, I'm excited. I think this could be, like a new chapter in our content creation.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you try Master Duel, actually, because I know this is the thing that you haven't done, is you haven't played Master Duel much. You've logged on a couple times,
I've played
right?
it, but not much.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten Diamond 1.
That was like the first season, right?
The very first season.
Literally
I haven't
the very
played
first?
since, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I booted into it like probably about 6 months ago. I went, wow, I really hate this, and I haven't played since.
I'm excited for you to dive in.
I actually downloaded Master Duel. It was one of the first 2 games that I downloaded onto the new computer. Can you guess what the other game was that I basically immediately downloaded?
Let me think about this.
So Master Duel was number 2. What game was number 1?
The first game.
Here's a hint. I downloaded Steam, and it was in my Steam library.
It's gonna kill me that I probably don't know the answer to this. It is. Okay, this is not the right answer. Is it The Sims 3?
It is not. No.
I don't know.
I've never actually been much of a Sims player.
I had to shot in the dark.
It is Portal 2.
Oh, so this is funny. I have not played either of the Portal games.
Wow.
I also have never played Minecraft. I got.
I have a gaming PC now.
That's true and real.
You have Steam. I think you can get Portal 1 and 2 as a bundle for like $15.
They're
maybe,
always very
less.
cheap. I have friends who tell me I have to play it. Shout out to
and they go on like 70% sale every Steam sale.
I think I actually have the orange box for PS3, but I just have never booted it up.
That's crazy. The orange box was broken.
Mm-hmm.
Portal 1 is actually very unnecessary to play, and it's very unnecessary to enjoy Portal 2. But if you really must know what happens in Portal 1, it's super easy to look up a video online, because Portal 1, they literally, and I know we're burying the lead, guys. We'll get to Yu-Gi-Oh! In a minute. I promise. We have a light topic episode anyway. Like, we don't have very much topic to talk about anyway. It's just new cards.
Mm-hmm.
So, the dev team for Portal made a game called Narbacular Drop. And they were literally a group of college students. They made this game. It was basically a Flash game. In fact, it might have actually been a Flash game. It was called Narbacular Drop. It had the kind of general engine mechanics and designs of what became Portal.
Yeah.
And they brought it to not a conference, but more like a job fair kind of thing for game designers and developers. They bring it to this job fair type thing, and the president of Valve happens to be there, happens to see the game, and without leaving or stepping away from their booth, hires them all immediately, and immediately puts Portal into production. And over the course of like less than a year of production, like 6 months of production, they build Portal, which was thrown in as a freebie on the orange box. And it ended up being the highest grossing of all the games on the orange box. When it was literally just like, everybody's like, oh, I guess we'll try that one out too since it's here. And then it is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the estimated play time of the game is somewhere in the neighborhood of like a half an hour, maybe an hour.
The first one, I think, is pretty short, if I recall.
It's very short. Yeah, it was a team of like 6 people that built it, or 8 people, and they built it in like 5 months or less. I mean, the game was thrown together.
When you got the spark, you got the spark.
Yeah, I would really recommend, if you want to know what happens, just look it up on Google. I mean, it's not like, just look up a YouTube video. You can get the breakdown of the whole game in 10 minutes or less. But Portal 2 is really where the franchise solidified itself as one of the best games of like that 2010-ish era.
And if you don't like hearing us talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! And you do want us to talk more about Portal 2, you should sign up to the Patreon, because we can talk about gaming history.
That is true. So I guess we'll, there's a co-op mode on Portal 2 that I would love to play with you. So
that sounds like a stream idea.
It does actually sound like an amazing stream idea.
Pencil it in, folks.
Absolutely. As soon as we get monitors, we're going to do that. Or we could do it before I get monitors if you want to do the stream on your side.
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll work it out. Anyway,
teaser.
So let's go ahead and talk first about let's do OTS pack. What do you say?
Yeah, definitely. I do have if I can sneak in a little bit, I did have some stuff come in the mail real short.
Sure.
Just very quickly. I ordered some Megatin stuff. I picked up the Dinomorphia tin reprints. So I got a playset of Rexstrom here. They're very beautiful prismatic secrets. I also got 2 Illusion of Chaos. Get these while they are cheap. They are very good. And then I also picked up a playset of...
What was the card you say get them while they're cheap?
Illusion of Chaos.
Oh, yeah. Super cheap.
And also Geek Boy and Fire, because out of Age of Overlord, I will be joining my twin brother in learning how to play Nouvelles. Because Poissonneur de Nouvelles is a very funny card and looks beautiful as a super rare. I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't going to get a quarter century, but honestly, I think super is the perfect rarity. They left like most of the actual character in the dish not foil, but there's a little bit that bleeds into it. They were like, all right, if we're making this a super, we're putting good work into the foiling. So I am excited for that, and you probably are excited for the new super rare. Which have you seen the disturbance strategy combos with this card?
No.
So TomBoxMST.tv has a video on his channel that you should all go watch. It's a reincarnation lock. So what you do is if you open Trap Track plus your plus one of your starters, you dump Protector of the Sanctuary with your fusion, and then you Trap Track destroy your own monster to set disturbance strategy. You activate the disturbance strategy, then you summon use the Chimera stuff to summon back Protector of the Sanctuary. Your opponent can no longer draw cards outside of their draw phase. You do this in their standby phase. Disturbance strategy shuffles their hand into their deck. It resolves as much as possible, and then they have nothing because they can't draw. So that's out of the sideboard. Chimera now has access to the reincarnation hand loop. It's not it loses to stuff, obviously. Like if you ash the disturbance strategy, then it's like cool, but something to keep in mind. But anyway, that's my pickup / Age of Overlord hype spiel.
I actually also went to my Age of Overlord premiere event. I guess I can show what I came away with. Here, I'll stand up and I'll grab it.
That's true. While Sonny is looking for his Age of Overlord cards.
I don't need to look it up. I didn't really get any Age of Overlord cards. I got bulk boxes. I went to the store and I got boxes to store on my bulk.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Oh wait, I can do a better one.
That's what I'm talking about. I need to pick up some of those, honestly. That would improve my situation immensely.
While I was there, I also got 2 one-piece starter decks.
Ooh, he's out here to learn, folks.
And some singles. I got some singles also. I was told though that I can buy these 2 starter decks, the 4 singles that I got, which I think are Otama, and I could also I need to get 4 copies of Zoro. So if anybody knows where I can get the Zoro that's like $12, I need 4 copies. And with just that, I have an extremely meta competitive deck, a very good meta deck. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've been told.
Well,
and I'm willing to go with it in the interest of playing the game, but I cannot play the game if I'm at least pretending to be competitive. If I have to at least pretend that I'm being competitive to actually enjoy a game, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Prepare for Sonny to finally fulfill his destiny as somebody playing the One Piece card game.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's happening, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can stop me.
All right. What was the first topic of the day?
The OTS Pack 24.
Absolutely. Take us away.
Sure, absolutely. So, OTS Pack 24 was announced, which we don't even have OTS Pack 23 yet, but we know that we're getting OTS 24. There's 3 new Ultimate Rare cards, as always, that are available in this set. These are not for sale packs. They are for OTS tournaments only, which you can find at your local OTS store, and you can find your local OTS store on the Konami website. Please be sure to check out your local OTS store and support your local shop first. So you can, let's see, 3 new Ultimate Rares, including the sturdy Link 1 monster Rock of the Vanquisher. The Vanquish Old theme debuted in Wild Survivors, and now you can prepare for combat in style. Once you get your hands on the new cards for Vanquish Soul that you can find in Age of Overlord, you won't want to miss your chance to get this majestic monster as a stunning Ultimate Rare. Get ready to bling out your deck and collect all the new OTS Ultimate Rares in OTS Tournament Pack 24. So set size is set at 27 right now, so probably 3 Ultimate Rares, 7 supers, 7, 8. Is it 8 supers?
Probably 8.
Okay, sir, 7, 8, and then 16 commons, one of which will probably be a token. So, or no, one of the supers will be a token,
and one of which will hopefully be a substitute.
Please, Konami, I'm begging you. Also, not only substitute, please give me XX Saber Hyunlei. Please, I'm begging you.
Really badly.
Hyunlei.
Even like a super Hyunlei would be sick. An ulti Hyunlei would be insane.
It's already a thing, actually. Hyunlei originally came as an ulti.
Okay. Super.
Yeah. Its original printing was actually ulti. Well, I mean, original printing was ultra ulti. And every printing since, there haven't been any since. So it's only one printing.
What do you think of Rock of the Vanquisher as a pick? I think it is okay, because if I recall correctly, this is the Vanquish Soul that missed out on getting a collector's. So giving it a high rarity option is good for the crazy people who want to absolutely max out this deck. Shout out to Logan of Crush Cards, who was extremely happy when this got revealed. I think this probably means that we're getting this OTS round is going to be like a slew of archetypal cards. They do this every now and then, and I think it's good that they do it every now and then, but yeah. Rock also, I don't see this being very expensive at all. Like, Rock of the Vanquisher has already gone down quite a bit, but we're seeing per Lily ultis at like $20. So I think it won't be super crazy. So for people who want to bling out, this could even, like, because it's not going to be that expensive, I could see it driving down the price of regular Rock in like a significant way.
I think that's pretty much exactly what's going to happen, because if you look at regular per Lily, it's probably, well, it was a common before, I guess. So I guess that doesn't really matter.
What do you...
Even so, I just don't... I think that Rock of the Vanquisher is a very worthy pick, but at the same time, it's just...
They've already got a lot of
well, it's not even that. I like it when they take a deck that's already very shiny and make it shinier. I like that. I think that is a generally good thing that I'm okay with. At the same time, I also like it when we get a card that should have been high rarity long ago and isn't yet. A great example would be, we have it as a secret, we have it as a gold rare, I guess, and another secret. I would like to see access code talkers and ulti, which I know is not really what I said. I said low rarity, but
it has a starlight, so an ulti could be cool.
Yeah, I guess it does have a starlight.
Everybody forgets
Appaloosa ulti.
Everybody forgets about the starlights from that set. As always, Ash Blossom Wen. Although, to be fair, Ash is in the rarity collection.
We're actually getting that.
Yeah, so it needs to... If I'm thinking of stuff that's not in the rarity collection, as always, Konami. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. It's in the name. I am begging you, please. Someday, It's not a good pick. It's what I want.
I love that. It's not a good pick. It's just the one that I want.
It's just the one that I want. So I guess.
Yeah, I like this. Is it outside of Rock of the Vanquisher? Is there one that you're just like, this needs to be done in an OTS? Like even an archetypal card that you think would make a lot of sense. Does Visas have one?
Visas has a Starlight. Visas Starfrost has a Starlight rare.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, so if you look at like stuff that's in the meta that doesn't have high rarity printing that could use an ulti, I feel like an ulti Unchained card of some kind would be really nice. If we're looking at something archetypal that's like being played, an ulti Unchained Soul of Rage, although to be fair, Rage I would maybe prefer as a super or a common because that card needs a reprint.
I was about to say actually, Abomination's Prison
would be nice.
Yeah.
Prison would be really nice.
Like that as a super.
Or super would be
I was gonna
good.
say as a super. I mean,
yeah.
The original printings are like $25 to $30.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because there's not a lot of stuff right now that doesn't have like a quarter century if we're looking at newer decks, and there's not a lot of stuff that doesn't have like gosh, it's like actually difficult. I'm struggling a bit. If I think of something, I'll bring it up later. But it's shockingly they've been doing pretty well at giving stuff the treatment for doing well.
Yeah, I mean I can't complain.
Yep. I guess do we want to cover the Master Duel news? Yeah, I can. Yeah, sure. I can hop on this one. So there's now the biggest news here is that there's a bunch of other Master Duel stuff that has happened. Arise Heart is now in the game, and it's not even the best deck because they pre-hit the deck. Planet is at 1, Fenrir is at 2, Prosperity is at 1. So the deck has quite a lot of pre-hits already, and it's good, but it's not the best deck. Pearly is probably the best deck. The Master Circuit series happened. Blackwing made top 16. Go watch the VOD. Specifically, the top 8 match is Ryan Yu on Labyrinth versus Karibo. I don't know who Karibo is. They won the tournament playing 60 card Branded, where Branded Fusion is limited to 1. And they swept everybody the whole tournament. So Master Duel is kind of an exciting place to be right now. And you can now qualify for Worlds through Master Duel, not just at the Worlds qualifiers. So they announced that. So firstly, the October 2023 Duelist Cup will be held from October 17th to October 30th, with a second stage starting on October 27th. Importantly, I believe that is tomorrow, or today actually, when this episode airs. So the Duelist Cup first stage is starting. This is the start of the 2024 season to qualify for the World Championship Finals. There are 3 methods to qualify this season. There are a few details that they're still working out.
Tomorrow's October. Oh, first cup will be October 17th. I thought I was thinking 27th. I'm sorry, I cut you off for bad information. Go ahead.
Nope, you're good. I am always happy anytime I get to up the Sonny misinformation counter by 1.
And the interruption counter. So.
I think I have done more interruption counters on you today than you have to me.
That's maybe, you know what? Maybe today, but not lifetime.
Tonight, I'm going back through the VOD and I'm counting it. You're going to see it on screen right here. The second method is to be one of the top ranking players. Oh, actually, I just skipped over the first one. The first method to qualify is by being the top players of the World WCQ. So that's the thing that Joshua Schmidt did live on stream. If you want to play for 72 hours straight, good luck. The second method is to be one of the top ranking players of the second stage of the Duelist Cup that will be held 3 times through the season, including this cup that is happening now. The winners of those will also be leading a team. So this means that they're likely expanding the pool of teams that will be playing. I suspect we'll probably see 32 teams instead of 16. And then the third method is by being one of the high-ranking players in terms of season points. The season points is a new system that will be awarded to the top-ranking players in both the second stage of the Duelist Cups and the World Championship qualifiers. They're awarded to individuals, but the rankings will be based on the total points of the 3 team members. The top team after the WCQ will receive the invite to the World Championship Finals. So the points will reset at the end of the World Championship. So after Worlds happens, your points are gone. But what they're saying is that there's now going to be a point system for rated. And it's not a ranked ladder, but it's kind of a ranked ladder, which is something we've been asking for a long time. So if this turns out to be like a ranked ladder system, I think it's going to be huge for what the game is going to do online and how seriously people are going to take it.
Yeah, I agree.
And the other major piece of news, the other thing is that they don't overlap. So you can't, like, if you qualify for one, you don't qualify for both and snag a qualifier from someone else. They just go down the list. The other piece of news is that Snipe Hunters, which is Joshua Schmidt, Quantalthink, and Emery, both automatically qualify for next Worlds. So they get the opportunity to defend their title, which I think rocks. Any thoughts about qualifying?
I think auto qualification for the previous winner is just, it's not something that people discuss that often because it's never a thing that is done. But dude, especially in Master Duel where it's such an unhealthy grind for the qualifier, that is such an underrated thing, is to be able to just say, no, I don't need to like unhealthily grind. I'm already there. When we've talked about this before. So that first method of being the top player in the World Championship qualifier, dude, it's such a terrible way. And I think they heard a lot of the backlash, and that's why they added other methods. That if people are like, yeah, I don't want to commit everything to one long weekend of nonstop Master Duel. I just want to do this the other way through the Duelist Cup October 17th to 30th, and the second stage in October 27th, right? I think that adding that is their way of saying, yeah, maybe last time we didn't do a great job, but now we are a little bit more experienced and we know how to properly, like, a better way to go about choosing the World Championship competitors.
Yep. The bit with the second stage as well is that it's, I believe, I may be wrong about this might be misinformation counter, it's longer than 3 days, the time period that you can play. So people don't have, well, it's like, make no mistake, it is still a grind. It's not like you're gonna waltz your way into Worlds. Not how that works. All of the good players will be doing this, all of the best players will be doing this, but but you don't have to like be awake for 72 hours to even have a sniff. Like, you can space it out more. It seems, and plus it seems like if the cumulative one is a thing, then that means even more people can be smart about the time that they spend instead of just like mindlessly waiting to see if their max C resolves. You've got a lot of different options. So I'm happy about this. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a W, I think. So
speaking of W's, all right. You want to read your support cards?
Yes, I do. I know, I'm sure many of you were shocked that these were not on the last list of cards that we did. They came out after, and they also were not in the last episode, which we already had a thing planned with the guest, and we didn't want to cancel for Gate Guardian cards, as exciting as it is. So the first card is Dark Guardian. This is a level 12 Dark Warrior effect monster with 3,800 attack and 3,800 defense. The astute of you would know that this is actually not a Gate Guardian card from the DM era anime. This is actually a Gate Guardian card from the GX era when Para and Dox came to Duelist Academy. So 3,800 attack, 3,800 defense. This card is always treated as a Gate Guardian card. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with Dark Element or from your hand or graveyard by shuffling one Song of the Thunder, one Kazijin, and one Suijin into the deck from among your face-up cards on the field and or on the field in your hand or graveyard and or your face-up banished cards. So if you already have the three pieces out somewhere, you shuffle them into the deck, summon this guy from your hand, or the next card, which we'll get to. 2, this card, or I'm sorry, 1, cannot be destroyed by battle. 2, this card, special summon with Dark Element, is unaffected by other monsters' effects and your opponent's activated spell effects. So, if you summon him using his effect, he can't be destroyed by battle. And if you summon him with Dark Element, the next card, Yeah, unaffected by monsters and opponent spells. Next, Dark Element, normal spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. One, if you have a Gate Guardian monster in your graveyard. Pay half your life points. Special summon one level 11 or higher Gate Guardian monster from your hand, deck, or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. 2, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one of your Sangha of the Thunder, Suijin, or Kazijin that is banished or in your deck to your hand. This card's insane.
I don't know how you ask for better support.
Not that good. It literally doesn't exist. You can say, oh, I need target negations. Fine, I'll just get those. I can get 3 of them a turn. Oh, I need, I need the, I need the double spell trap negate. Okay, I'll just go get it for free. I mean, for half your life points, but like for free.
And you have to get a Gate Guardian monster in the graveyard, which is probably very doable.
I don't know how I'm ever going to do that.
I couldn't tell you. Not especially when you've got a new guy that you can just go get.
All right, we're going to have to redo deck debate now.
That's true. We got to remake it. So a Dark Guardian, I think, is actually kind of underrated. I think just the ability to go get big towers dingus, and also just to be a free guy, it makes the OTK a lot easier if you're playing a lot of bricks, right? So like you can with like the pieces and stuff, so you can shuffle, you can summon it by shuffling stuff from your hand. It recycles them from banished. The spell card, however, is the star of the show. Instant fusion for a double spell trap negate if you're playing Gate Guardian is ludicrous. Like honestly, just for that alone. But like the fact that it also is recovery is really sick. Like if you need more of the pieces to access your fusion plays, it doesn't make the deck like top tier, but this gives it like a legit power house win con.
It's playable.
You
cannot convince me otherwise.
I believe it. I will help you cook. I believe it is possible. So, this is a deck these next cards, I actually ordered a core for them when they got revealed because I'm really excited to cook with these. So the OCG has come once again to save a TCG exclusive deck. And
let's go.
This time, not just with one card, but with 2. We got 2 new Goaty cards, 2 new wonderful fish cards. I gotta say, the art on these is unbelievable. The Goaty cards just have some of the best art in the game. Beautiful stuff. So this is Kilf, Haze of the Goaty. It's a water fish level 2, 0 attack, 1500 defense. Notably, it is not a tuner, which does matter. All the other level 2s in Goaty are tuners. You can only use all 3 effects once per turn, sure. So firstly, if you control a fish monster, you can just special this card from your hand. So, nice.
It's just fish support.
Yep. 2, if a monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can target one of them and one of your banished level 6 or lower fish monsters. Banish both that opponent's target and this card, and if you do, special summon the other target. So this card is SP that you can freely summon from your hand if you have a fish that also brings back one of your banished tuners. Which gets a quick synchro. It's cool. It's like an extender that is also disruption. And then 3, like the other Goaties, during the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, you can special summon this banished card. So it also just brings itself back. The opponent's monster does not come back, but this fish does. And then this it's crazy. Like this is like the standout card for sure. The other card is good, but it's kind of difficult to weave into combos. The 2 is just bonkers. So the 6 is Syx, I couldn't tell you. Moonlight of the Goaty. It's a water fish level of...
Hey, Syx is a character from Kingdom Hearts 2 now.
Oh, I haven't played that game, so I wouldn't know.
Syx, it's S-A-I-X. It's a completely different spelling, but it's very funny to me.
I believe. I mean, that's the theme with the Goaty too, right? It's meant to be the fish joke, so I think that works. Yeah. Level 6, 2400 and 0. First and second effects are hard ones. 1, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a fish monster from your deck to your hand except for itself, and then banish a fish monster from your hand or face-up field. Obviously very good. Now, notably, this card is a 6, so you might think it is tricky to access, but it's really not. 2, if this card becomes banished, you can banish one fish monster from your hand, face-up field, or graveyard, except for itself, and then special summon this card. So, the idea is any level 6 synchro now gets you to your Goaty stuff. Because you make Arianpus. Arianpus banish this from deck. This card banishes either the Arianpus or your own fish in hand, special summons itself, and that now adds you any fish to either banish or to get as a starter. So Supe Duskwalker is a card that may be used to facilitate this. The white aura stuff may be used. True. The white aura stuff may be used to facilitate it. Any free Synchro 6 in the game. People might mess with like E-Telly for Psy Blocker. It basically opens up a section of builds. So I am personally very excited for these. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I think they're very cool.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of fish, you want to grab the next one?
Sure. So next we will have Fish Lamp. This is a level 4 Fire Fish Synchro Tuner effect monster. Oh boy, a low-level synchro tuner. Those never go poorly.
What could I wonder?
1200 attack, 400 defense. What do I?
I wonder what theme this could possibly be supporting.
Yeah. Materials: 1 tuner, 1 more non-tuners. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can special summon 2 lamp tokens, which are Fire Fish level 2, 0 attack, 0 defense. Also, you can have special monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except fish monsters. 2. If you control a fish synchro monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. This card feels pretty solid for exactly Goatee.
Yep, pretty much. It's also solid for the White Aura Whale OTK deck.
Yeah.
Obviously, being removal going second is very good. The fish lock is it's optional to summon the tokens, so I think a lot of Goatee decks that want to access other parts of the extra deck will just not activate the token effect, but it's good to have it in case you need like a low roll line that just sets up all your Goatee stuff. And basically like the only other piece of support that the Goatee players have been wanting is of level 4 synchro. This is pretty darn close. it even banishes itself. So like I don't know what you want.
Yeah. All right, next we have some new Gen X cards.
That is true. Shout outs to our good friend Nash, who has been waiting for this day his entire life. So
and then some.
Yeah, so this is the 3rd deck for the Terminal World sets, and importantly, the pack art that we've gotten all but confirms that the other deck is going to be Ritual Beast, which is interesting. There's a slim chance it's Zephyra, but it's probably Ritual Beast. So Gen X is a bad deck, but they have managed
I would
to
honestly prefer Zephyra.
Probably me too, but it's interesting. Ritual Beast is a deck that I think you could actually make like very good with 4 cards. Zephyra you probably could as well, but Ritual Beast I think with 4 really strong cards you could make it a meta deck. And they certainly tried with Gen X. Here is Arms of Gen X Return 0. Notably, this is a nod to the Ally of Justice cards. It is a level 10 Dark Machine Synchro with 3100 attack and 2950 defense. It's rather generic. It requires a Dark Tuner and then 1 or more non-tuners. 1, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish 1 monster from your graveyard with the same attribute as that monster, but a different one than those banished cards to activate this effect of this card's name this turn. Negate that activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. If this is confusing for you, it's exactly like access code, but for monster negates. So if you banish a fire monster for access, you can't banish another fire. If you banish a fire monster for this synchro, you can't banish another fire. The Gen X's are all different attributes because there's a bunch of just really bad ones. So the idea is that this is the payoff. I think it's cool. It's a boss monster. And then 2, once per turn, you can target up to 6 of your Gen X monsters with different attributes that are banished and or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and then you can destroy up to that many cards in the spell and trap zone. So this card is Apollosa plus Heavy Storm. It seems pretty solid in a synchro.
Personally, if I were to think of, if I was making my own card, how would I do it? You know what? I would probably put Access Code Talker and what you call it into one card.
Heavy Storm.
Or Appaloosa.
Yeah,
Heavy Storm,
Appaloosa Heavy Storm. Yeah, why not?
I would definitely consider it.
Yeah. Now, you got the next one. This is the crazy card. This is the custom card. If you thought the Synchro was custom, the Link one is beyond belief.
It's oh, just wait. Repair Gen X controller. Link 1 Dark Machine Link effect monster. 1200 attack. Link arrow goes left. Material 1 level 4 or lower Gen X monster. You can only special summon Repair Gen X controller once per turn. I like that. That makes sense for a Link one. If this card is Link summoned, you can add one Gen X monster from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, it's just free. Got it. 2. Once per chain, if a Gen X monster is added to your hand except by drawing it, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Gen X monster. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of the turn, except by synchro summoning using a Gen X tuner as material. Oh, it's like really free. Got it.
Yeah, so you can go to YouTube to see combos. Darth Nash 6 actually has a great video on this. I might link it in the description. This card is unbelievable. And now the deck is very fragile. This is like the most impermeable card that has ever been created. However, there are, I think, 5 or 6 Gen X monsters that add another Gen X on normal summon. So this is basically an infinite conga line of guys. and most importantly, like none of them are once per turn. So say you go through your entire chain once and then you just activate Bonfire to go get the Pyro one, you can just do the whole thing again. So you can actually pump out some absolutely insane boards with like any Gen X monster. And importantly, this triggers itself, because it's just when it's added to the hand. So if you bounce it with something, or if with, say, I don't know, Gen X Ally Birdman, or by its own effect, or by its own effect by adding him back the graveyard, the one you normal summoned, then you basically just get an infinite conga line of doofuses. It is.
I'm down, honestly. Let Gen X be good. Make Gen X great again.
This is what I'm saying. And I love that they are willing to print this type of like insane custom card tier support for decks that are just abysmally bad. Because like Gen X is not going to be a meta deck, but this gives it an actual game plan and actual power. And that, I think, is what is missing from a lot of the old decks.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, this is a beautiful piece of lore. In the artwork, you can see holding a flower, and it looks like controller has been merged, and that is because it is merged with Gen X Spare. If you look at, Darth Nash pointed this out too, if you look at the art of Final Gesture, you can see Spare is like dying, and Gen X controller has like a flower that it's handing it. So it looks like in an attempt to spare from death, controller has fused itself with Spare and still carries the flower with it. But you can also notice in the art of the Link monster that the flower is starting to die, which is like the Gen X, the theme in the lore is basically that they just suffer. They basically just get dunked on at every given opportunity. So it's an
amazing way to describe their lore.
It is it's beautiful artwork. So next up is probably like the worst of the new cards, but it does still fill a role. It's our Gen X Undyne. Or real Gen X Undyne, if you want to be real about it. Level 4 Water Aqua, 1700, 1000. Once per turn, you can banish one Gen X monster from your graveyard. This card gains that monster's attribute. Then if you banished a tuner to activate this effect, you can treat this card as a tuner until the end of the turn. 2, if you control a Gen X Synchro monster, you can target 2 Gen X monsters in your graveyard, including this card, add them to your hand, and then banish any cards sent to your graveyard for the rest of this turn. This does a few things.
Like that we said, this card's not that good, and the card honestly kind of sounds amazing.
It's like
there's a lot about these cards.
It's like a weird combo piece, kind of. It's mainly what this is meant to do. The Gen X synchros are all very stupid and specific, and they require like specific attribute Gen X monsters. This solves the problem by saying you don't have to play like a billion bad targets. You just have to play a few, and then this card fixes the rest. Importantly, this is also an interesting extender because it also triggers the link because you're adding them to hand, but it also comes at the cost of banishing your Gen X monsters, which is not really a problem because banishing the Gen X monsters turns on the synchro to blow up a bunch of spell traps. So actually, maybe this card is better than I thought. But it's good.
All right. Next card we have, let me just make sure that. Yep. Argenix Turing. Level 2 Dark Spellcaster Tuner Effect Monster. 600 attack, 600 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. 1. During your opponent's main phase, if you control a Genix monster, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then, immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon one Genix Synchro monster. 2. If this card on the field is used as synchro material for a Genix monster, it can be treated as a level 1 or level 3 monster. I would like to say, note this, I don't normally read the notes. Caleb will always love to read the notes. I don't like doing it, but I like this one. This card is a reference to Alan Turing, if you did not know, one of the fathers and founders of computer science. It is also a reference to the Turing test, which is to see if machines can replicate human intelligence, which was a thing that Alan Turing invented. It says one of the fathers of and founders of computer. He invented the computer. Like he was that guy. So I love this name being Turing. I think it's very cool. And immense shout out to Alan Turing, who was unfortunately killed by the British government for being gay. So,
yeah, man was a titan, and it's a shame we didn't get more years of him.
It is absolutely a shame. That is such an understatement. Yeah.
This card also is really cool. It's really, really good. Obviously, having a disruption, because the boards that Genix puts up are like your usual synchro wombo combo you lose to Dark Ruler. Giving this deck Hopier Squadron is a great way to be like, no, you can still do something. There are only 2 Genix synchros worth making with this. The new one, which obviously does everything. And importantly, this is a way to quick synchro into the big guy. The only other one worth summoning is our, I believe is a R Genix Locomotive, or it might be a Locomotive R Genix. It's Snatch Steal. So if you summon it, you just take an opponent's monster. So, but the other Genix synchros don't do anything on your opponent's turn. So those are really the only ones that have reasonable triggers. So it wouldn't surprise me if they get like a random one-off synchro later to make use of this. But for 4 cards, they took a deck that was entirely unplayable into a deck that does do something.
And boy, does it do some things.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Some of the combos that I've seen people doing with these new cards are legitimately like fear-inducing.
There is some.
I mean,
there's some genuinely terrifying stuff. It's like the big guy, which is in theory a bunch of monster negates, unless you're playing like a mono attribute deck. And then your usual slew of synchro dinguses, and then quick synchro into Snatch Steal from the hand. Honestly, it's a good board. It's just, it dies to absolutely any form of Valor or Imperm on the Link one. So,
well, I am going to be honest with you, Skyhawk.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to do this because I feel like a not great host, because I know we still have about 4 more cards to cover. But
we can catch up.
I am absolutely exhausted.
I can tell. Let's read the patron names. Let's get cracking.
I was gonna say, I know that that some people are gonna be upset that we're cutting the episode kind of short, but
no, y'all.
I have not stopped working in the last.
Y'all do not understand the week that this guy has had. Read the patron names. We're getting out of here.
Okay, yeah, I promise we'll treat you to a full episode next time. But thank you all, of course, to our wonderful patrons. So thank you to Always Second, Zyphorus, Big Sneaky, Blaz's Best, Copium, Ding Dongs, Hostess of the Yang Zing, Give Me That Harassi, Konami, HGH Cyber, I used to play Rogue, but then my mom got a job, John Leo, Mountain Man, Obo Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado, Pistol Place Pendulum, Silver Hope, Tiny Earthcat, Understanding and Reading are 2 different things, Virtually Saviors World. Welcome hosts of the Top Cut Podcast, Flew Under Ease and Trouble Sonny. I like that. That's funny.
That's good.
What do you call a magic owl? Houdini, Wind-Up Carriers, Infidel, Maedy, Aaron Gardner, Alexander Chand, Asami, Ashlish, Chaps, Atsuyo, Simp of the Silver Castle, Blackwing, Silver in the Ascendant is the best Floodgate, Boxwine, come on and get your game one, Dragon, Maidenless Behavior, I'm about to Rika, Glamour, Tribute for Costies, Plant Nuts in Your Mouth, Level 4 Fire Warrior Gaming, Little Stinky, ooh, we gotta change up, Lama, Yama, Cam, Sarama, Maxi, Packer, Nishi, Old Man Red, Pinko 143, and Ring Ting Ping Chicka Chicka Pow Pow. I don't know if that's a reference to something. I genuinely don't know.
I could not tell you.
Me either. I don't know. I might be missing something with that one.
I'm out.
I'm out too. Listen, again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for the seriously immense amount of support through the affiliate links and things of that sort. I know that right now I seem like really low energy. I'm just extremely exhausted, but it has led to wonderful things, and it will continue to lead to wonderful things. And I genuinely appreciate all the support that we've gotten. It has been amazing. And before we go, I do want to give everyone the sneak peek of the PC, which
Ooh.
I don't want everybody to see my empty dish bowl from dinner, but
shiny.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, yeah. Oh,
well,
but you know, one day at a time, one thing at a time. Now the camera's never gonna sit right again.
And I do have a card pun before we go. If any of y'all throw any shade to Sonny for ending the episode early, you suck. And this Shino Baron Shade Peacock from the new set, Age of Overlord. Goodbye.
It's time for me to go be a dust walker.
Ooh, that's really good.